I don't think police officers go into the force to step on people's necks. I think they go into the force to protect. This is my opinion, and I think they need to be trained in how to interact with the public and victims better. And I think we can, and I think we can go forward.
I fucked up, homie. You fucked up, but if I fucked up, then we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright.
All right, okay. Thank you for having your words. I'm glad you had your moment. All right, everyone, we do have a right. Everyone has their right to their own opinion, but not here. Okay, sorry. Okay. All right. Does anyone else want to come up and talk? While you think about that, I'm going to tell you, and we want people to come up and talk. Even if you're nervous, get over it. Okay? If you've been thinking some things in your heart and you want to say it, I don't care what your race is. I really don't care. Please come here and be heard. But let's read the room, folks, okay? All right? That's all I'm saying. While we wait for you guys to get the courage to come up and say something, I'm going to share a story with you. So I'm going to share my story of when I first moved to New York. I was so excited. I was going to start a new life. I was going to be whatever I wanted to be. I had friends from California come and stay with me for a week and visit, and we broke in 2010 together in New York City, in my new city. 10 years, 11 years. And so, that day, we were all going back home after New Year's, and the cops stopped me. And they said, "You, get off the train." Even though I knew that there was just a window and a wall behind me, I turned around. Because I was like, he's definitely not talking to me. I'm not doing anything. And then I realized when I looked behind and there was no one behind me, and I looked back and he said, "You, get off." And I was like, "For what?" He's like, "Get off." I'm like, for what? You see, where I'm from, that just has never happened. Where I'm from, the cops, I was taught that the cops were good people. They were there to protect us. So I was like, okay. So coming from California to Berkeley, California to New York, where after just 4 days of being in the city, I'm told by some very aggressive cops to do something without any reason. It was very confusing for me. So he tried to get me off the train by pulling me, and I'm just like, I'm stronger than you. He did not like hearing that, so he got two more of his thug friends, and they pulled me off the train. I asked them, "What did I do?" And I'm told, you shouldn't do that. You should listen. You should. No, not where I'm from. You don't do that. I'm sorry, I will never just do something because someone told me to do it. I'm an American. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, and if that is my mindset, and that's how I will always continue to think in this world. You do not tell me what to do, you discuss with me, and then I decide what I'm going to do. Okay? All right? You're welcome. And so, the cops stopped me, and I'm just like, what is it? What is it? He's like, I need an ID. The drama queen that I am, I just put my whole bag on the ground. I'm like, what do you want? Get it yourself, it's right there. And then I grabbed my phone, of course, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to record all of this. And I didn't realize that my camera was on photo and not video, and I ended up flashing him in the face. And he's like, fuck this, turns me around and put handcuffs on me. And I was like, that's tight. That's tight. He's like, oh, let's make it tighter. He made it tighter to where I could not feel my right arm. He pushed me along as he took me to the bus, car, whatever they put people in. And I kept telling them, I have to go to work. I have work tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. He's like, oh, you're not going to work. You're going to get fired. And he kept making sure that I knew that. You're going to lose your job. You're going to get fired. And me being the intelligent person I am, after they put me in the jail for about 3 hours, I took my lashes off. And I was just thinking in my head, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I told them I need to call my grandmother. And they said, who's your grandmother? What is she going to do? And I said, her name is Maxine Waters. She's not. That's not my grandma. That's not my grandma. I was lying, man. Okay? I was like, she's Maxine Waters. And they were like, oh. I was released an hour and a half after saying that. I'm glad they did not fact check that. Okay? And before all that happened, like I said, I just never had a bad... My first experience with a cop was when they came to my friends' parties, mostly white people at the party, and we were drinking, and they just called our parents and told our parents to pick us up. My second experience with a cop was my friends and I were smoking a blunt. A bike cop rolled up on us in People's Park, and he rolled up on us. I was scared as hell, and he's like, pass that. He took the blunt and then rode off. That is my experience with cops growing up as a child, like as a teenager, okay? And coming to New York and having that bubble that my grandparents and my parents created for me, and I'm thankful for it, but having that verbal, not just burst, it exploded, y'all. And I've seen for the last 10, 11 years I've been in New York and been in the real world, how fucked up not only the police is, but the world is. And there are changes that need to happen, and us being here today is one of them. So, yeah. So that's my police story. All right. Does anyone?
Mic check. I want y'all to know something before I speak. When I say we, I mean us as human beings. We as minorities. We for the black lives that have been stripped away from the face of the earth. Listen, we are tired of being tired. So if you feel this, scream with me. Scream with me! Man, do I bring in me the pains and cries of my indigenous and Native American ancestors. And man, do I bring the pains of my black brothers and sisters. I stand with you. We stand with you. See, when we thought slaughter and genocide of innocent people on their own homeland was over in the 1800s, we were wrong. And when we thought the end of slavery and racial inequality was over in 1865, we were wrong. And when we thought bigotry and racism was over in 2008, when we elected our first African American president, we were wrong. And now 2020, the difference is when we think we've gained equality, justice, and have received every basic human right guaranteed equally to us all, we will not stop until we are not wrong. So dear America, and dear system, on behalf of us so-called minorities, we are tired of these atrocities and the disadvantages
and your racism and discrimination. We will not submit to this, but we will unite in force, and we will demand change now!
Thank you. Our next speaker has a request before they come up, which is please, press, cameras, video, please put it away. They're not comfortable being filmed. They don't want to be filmed. So please, we ask you to respect that. If your neighbor is not respecting that, we ask you to tell them.